Welcome to Hindu Infopedia, your source for deep civilizational analysis and research-backed insights. In this episode, we conclude our multi-part investigation into a subtle but powerful shift reshaping democracies from within, driven by the intersection of welfare, fertility, and belief systems. Let's begin with fertility, not as biology but as ideology. In secular contexts, family planning often reflects personal or environmental concerns. In contrast, some communities view reproduction as both sacred and strategic, rooted in theological imperatives. A population with a fertility rate of 2.9 can double each generation, while one at 1.3 declines sharply. This divergence creates demographic imbalances over time. Dharma-based communities often embrace balance, limiting family size even in hardship. Other traditions emphasize expansion. When states treat all belief systems equally, outcomes can become asymmetrical, where restraint fades and numerical growth dominates. Now consider welfare. Originally a safety net, in some democracies, it has evolved into an incentive structure. Data from countries like the UK, France, and Australia shows that certain communities receive disproportionate benefits without matching integration metrics. For example, UK fertility rates show variation across groups. Some recipients rely on community networks and religious institutions for support, while broader civic engagement remains limited. The system rewards participation, but not necessarily alignment. Meanwhile, dharmic communities often self-regulate, contribute actively, and yet face underrepresentation in state aid frameworks. This can lead to an imbalance, where redistribution lacks accountability. A further complexity, the concept of strategic concealment in certain theological contexts, where belief may be withheld for perceived protection. In open societies built on transparency, such practices can challenge policy planning and public trust. Shifting to Bharat, the situation brings its own contradictions. Over 1 lakh Hindu temples are under state control, their revenue redirected towards secular or minority welfare schemes. In contrast, churches and mosques retain autonomy over funds and administration. In Tamil Nadu, regulation of Hindu education contrasts with exemptions enjoyed by other institutions. This selective framework raises questions about equity in a constitutionally secular state. Waqf boards enjoy expansive land rights and legal insulation, while Hindu institutions face stricter oversight. This imbalance leads to a gap, not just in policy, but in representation and protection. Demographic change isn't driven by birth alone. Conversion also plays a role. Recent arrests have highlighted organized networks using financial, social, or emotional leverage to facilitate religious shifts, often under the guise of aid or empowerment. NGOs with global funding have been implicated, operating in tribal regions and urban slums. Legal safeguards exist, but enforcement remains weak, creating space for misuse under charitable labels. Bharat's leadership promotes population control, but avoids naming ideological asymmetries that drive imbalance. The constitution speaks of equality, yet operationally, privilege often prevails over neutrality. Now contrast this with Hungary, often critiqued but clear in intent. It links welfare to cultural alignment, filters immigration through integration metrics, and preserves national curriculum integrity. It may be controversial, but it is consistent. Meanwhile, in Bharat, halal certification, originally food-related, now influences sectors from aviation to healthcare. Without regulatory checks or financial transparency, these systems embed quietly. Hindu dietary preferences receive no equivalent policy recognition, raising questions about commercial neutrality. A true population dividend depends not just on growth, but on shared civic values. When growth occurs without integration, and when welfare detaches from civic contribution, the result isn't prosperity, it's internal imbalance. Across Bharat and the West, those who contribute often receive less. Cultural restraint is discouraged. Expansion incentivized. Democracy, in its generosity, may be funding its own undoing. Takeaway: reevaluate growth. Quality matters more than quantity. Demand transparency in welfare distribution. Strengthen legal parity across religious institutions. Protect dharmic spaces before regulatory asymmetry makes them obsolete. In our next video, Demographic Capture: How Faith Navigates Secular Systems. We'll dive into halal economics, education boards, and legal gaps driving long-term demographic trends. Visit hinduinfopedia.com for deeper research. And don't forget to subscribe for more insight grounded in dharma and evidence.